All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into something pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Your career prospects for March 2025.
Great.
And we're going to be using a sneak peek into an episode script from Stellar Hustle. It's a career astrology podcast.
Oh, cool.
And, you're probably curious about whether the stars are aligned for a big career break this month.
Right.
So let's see what we can find out.
Yeah, and what I think is really neat about this Stellar Hustle podcast is that they blend, astrological insights with actual advice.
Right.
So it's not just, what the stars say, but, how can you take advantage of this kind of cosmic energy to actually find success?
Yeah, so let's set the stage. What is the overall astrological climate for March 2025?
Okay.
What are the big, players that we should be looking out for?
So March 2025 kicks off with Venus retrograde in Aries.
Okay.
That starts on the 1st.
Right.
And while some people might see the word retrograde and think, oh no,
Right.
this is a bad omen, but it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
It can actually bring opportunities to revisit old projects or even, maybe a job opportunity that you missed out on.
So kind of like a redo button.
Exactly, yeah.
Hmm.
It's a time to reflect on past experiences and see, what were the lessons there? What are the connections that I made that I can maybe bring into my current career path?
I like that. So what else is happening, in this big picture?
So then on March 20th, the sun enters Aries.
Oh, okay.
And that's all about ambition and taking initiative.
Mhm.
And then on the 29th, we have a new moon in Aries.
Wow.
And astrologers often associate that with new beginnings and fresh starts.
So two big, astrological events in Aries in the same month.
Yeah,
Sounds like a lot of energy there.
it does. And in addition to that, we have Mars in Cancer all month.
Okay.
So that suggests that our emotions are going to be really tied in with our work,
Mm-hmm.
our work efforts.
So that could be a huge motivator.
Yeah.
But I could also see that being really overwhelming. Like, could it lead to burnout or
Absolutely.
conflicts at work?
Yeah, that's a great point because, Mars is all about action.
Right.
And Cancer is a water sign.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very sensitive.
Yeah.
So that combination can create a lot of passion,
Yeah.
but it could also be volatile.
Right.
So it's really important to,
Right.
be aware of that energy and find healthy ways to channel it.
Right.
So whether that's through exercise or, doing something creative or even just being really mindful of how you're responding to things at work.
Yeah. So it's like we have this big push to go after what we want. But we
Yeah.
also have to be really careful about not getting swept away
yeah.
with our emotions.
It's about finding that balance,
Yeah.
between passion
Mm-hmm.
and practicality.
Okay. So Stellar Hustle. This episode focuses on 5 zodiac signs, specifically
Okay.
Aries, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, and Aquarius.
Okay.
And they're saying that there are particularly potent career opportunities for these signs this month. So I'm really curious to dive into that and why that might be.
Me too.
Let's start with Aries.
Okay.
Why are they positioned so well
Yeah.
for success in March?
Yeah. Well, so the sun's presence in Aries
Right.
definitely amplifies their natural, energy and drive,
Right.
but there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
So Aries is a fire sign,
Yeah.
and they're known for their leadership qualities,
Mm-hmm.
boldness, their willingness to take risks.
Yeah. So with the sun and the new moon both in Aries,
Yes.
those natural traits are just being
Cold,
emphasized.
turned up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Creating kind of a perfect storm for them to initiate new things
Yeah.
or step into leadership roles.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The astrological energy is really supporting their natural inclinations.
Wow. And Stellar Hustle actually pinpoints a specific time.
Yes.
March 20th from 10:00 a.m. to 12:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time
Wow.
as a really potent window for Aries to take action.
Yeah, that's pretty specific.
Yeah. So I am curious to hear more about these opportunity windows for the other signs.
Me too.
Maybe instead of going through each sign one by one,
Yeah.
could we group them by themes?
Yeah.
Which signs should be focusing on collaboration
Mhm.
and which ones might do better with solo efforts?
Yeah, I love that approach.
Okay.
So when we think about collaboration,
Yeah.
Virgo immediately comes to mind.
Right.
They thrive in environments where they can utilize their analytical skills and their attention to detail.
Hmm.
They're often really good in team settings.
It's kind of interesting to think that with all this assertive energy from Mars and the Sun in Aries,
Right.
that a more collaborative approach
Mhm.
might be beneficial for some people.
Yeah, and that just goes to show that you can't always make assumptions
Mm-hmm.
based on the basic, energy of a sign.
Right.
And this is where Stellar Hustle's practical approach is really helpful. They say that Virgos, with their focus and precision,
Right.
might see success with team projects or even side gigs where their organizational skills are valued.
Okay.
And this also ties in with that Venus retrograde energy,
Okay.
because they think that collaborations from the past might come up again.
Oh, wow. So Virgos should be open to reconnecting with
Yeah.
former colleagues or clients.
Exactly.
That's really interesting how all these seemingly separate
Yeah.
astrological events.
It all ties together.
Yeah, it's like a tapestry.
Yeah, it is.
So what about a specific time frame for Virgo?
They highlight March 17th from 9:0000 a.m. to 11:0000 a.m. Eastern Standard Time
Okay.
as a time when Virgos should be particularly open
Mm-hmm.
to those collaborative opportunities.
So maybe reaching out to someone during that time
Yeah.
could lead to a good partnership.
Yeah.
So we've got Aries, kind of the, take charge people, and Virgo, the
Collaborators.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What other themes emerge when we look at the remaining three signs?
For Capricorn, Scorpio, and Aquarius.
Well, all three of those signs are known for their ambition and drive,
Mm-hmm.
but they express those qualities in very different ways.
Okay.
So Capricorn, for instance, is known for being practical,
Mm-hmm.
disciplined, and having this unwavering focus on long-term goals.
Right. So how does the astrological climate of March 2025 kind of align with Capricorn's natural tendencies?
Yeah, so with Mars in Cancer,
Mm.
Capricorns might feel drawn to connecting with other people at work on a deeper level.
So it's not just about their own individual goals.
It's not just about, climbing the ladder by themselves.
Right.
It's also about building relationships that can support their goals.
Yeah. So maybe this is a good time for Capricorns to seek out a mentor
Yeah,
or, really build stronger alliances with their coworkers.
totally.
And maybe those connections could even lead to a promotion.
Exactly. And Stellar Hustle actually points to March 18th from 8:00 a.m. to 10:00 a.m.
Okay.
Eastern Standard Time as a potentially really crucial moment.
For Capricorns to make a move.
So it seems like these specific time frames are more than just random suggestions.
Yeah.
Like, do you think there's really something to that? Or is it more about just being mindful and intentional during those times?
That's a really interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of delves into this concept of astrological timing.
Right.
Some astrologers believe that, certain planetary alignments create these windows of opportunity that are particularly good for taking certain actions.
Right.
So whether it's, the actual cosmic energy or just a reminder to act decisively during those times,
Right.
that's kind of up for interpretation.
I see. So it's almost like having this cosmic nudge
Yeah.
to seize the moment.
Yeah, I like that.
So we've got Aries taking charge, Virgo collaborating, Capricorn strategically building their network.
Yeah.
What about Scorpio and Aquarius?
Okay.
How do their energies play out in March?
So Scorpio and Aquarius are both fixed signs.
Okay.
And they're known for their determination and their strong sense of self.
Mm-hmm.
But they approach their goals in really different ways.
Okay.
So Scorpio, being a water sign, is driven by passion, tuition,
Right.
and a desire to kind of delve into the depths of whatever they're fascinated by.
Right. So Scorpios, fueled by their passions, diving deep into their work. That's a pretty powerful image.
It is, yeah.
It sounds like March could be a month of intense breakthroughs for them.
Right.
What does Stellar Hustle suggest they should focus on?
They highlight creative fields or really niche areas that resonate with that intense nature.
Right.
So they might find success in anything from, the arts research to even psychology or the occult, areas where they can really immerse themselves.
Right. I'm sensing a theme here with these signs.
Oh, yeah.
Aries taking charge, Virgo mastering the details through collaboration,
Mhm.
Capricorn strategically building those connections,
Yeah.
and now Scorpio diving deep into their passions.
Yeah.
It seems like March 2025 is about aligning your career with your authentic self.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It's about recognizing your strengths and finding a path that lets you express those talents.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to Aquarius,
Okay.
the sign that's known for innovation, originality, and a little bit of rebellion.
Right. Aquarius always seems to be pushing those boundaries,
Right, yeah.
challenging the status quo.
Yeah, they're not afraid to shake things up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how does the astrological energy of March support that unique approach to work?
But with all the emphasis on new beginnings and bold action, March really aligns with their innovative spirit.
Okay.
And stellar hustle suggests that this could be a time for them to have breakthroughs in tech science or anything where they can experiment and think outside the box.
So maybe this is the time for Aquarians to pitch that really revolutionary idea,
Yes.
launch a project, or even switch careers to something more cutting edge.
And they even highlight a specific time, March 23rd, from 3:00 p.m. to 5:00 Eastern Standard Time, as a really good time for Aquarius to kind of take that leap of faith.
Okay, I have to ask.
Yeah.
We keep talking about these really specific times for each sign.
Yeah.
Is it really about those exact hours, or is it more symbolic?
Right.
Like just to be extra mindful
Yeah.
and intentional during those periods?
You know, that's a question that even seasoned astrologers debate. Some people believe in precise astrological timing,
Right.
where certain planetary alignments create windows of opportunity.
Right.
Others view it more symbolically as a nudge to be action-oriented during those times.
I see.
So it's really up to you how you interpret it.
So it's like having this cosmic calendar
Yeah.
with, highlighted dates,
I like that.
reminding us to make the most of the energy. But
Yeah.
even if we don't, follow those exact times,
Yeah,
the overall themes are still valuable.
absolutely. And stellar hustle actually doesn't just focus on the positive.
Right.
They also talk about some potential challenges.
Right, because it can't all be sunshine and roses. Exactly.
Even with, the stars aligned,
Right.
there's going to be obstacles.
Yeah, and that's part of life. Yeah.
So what are some of those potential pitfalls that we should be aware of?
Well, so as we discussed earlier, Venus retrograde,
Right.
while it can bring back opportunities from the past, it can also stir up old conflicts or unfinished business.
Oh,
So this is particularly relevant for Aries, Libra, and Scorpio,
okay.
the signs most influenced by Venus retrograde this month.
So maybe that job offer that comes back around isn't as great as we remembered.
Right, or that past project comes back to haunt us.
Right.
Exactly. And stellar hustle advises caution and encourages us to really carefully consider whether revisiting the past actually helps our goals
Right.
or just distracts us from moving forward.
So don't get caught up in nostalgia or the allure of what could have been.
Yeah, focus on the present.
Right. What other challenges did they highlight?
Another potential pitfall is burnout,
Mhm.
especially with Mars in Cancer.
Remember, Cancer is a highly emotional sign, and Mars is that planet of action.
Right.
So that combination can create intense energy
Yeah.
that, if it's not managed properly,
Right.
can lead to overworking or getting caught in workplace drama.
So it's like our emotions are fueling our efforts,
Yeah.
but it could also be really draining.
Exactly. And they specifically caution Cancers
Mm.
because Mars is directly in their sign,
Okay.
and they advise them to find healthy ways to manage stress,
Right.
whether it's exercise, creative expression, or even spending time in nature.
I think that's a good reminder for all of us,
Yes.
regardless of our sign,
Totally.
to prioritize self-care and create boundaries between work and life.
Yes, especially during a month when, we're encouraged to be bold and take initiative.
Right. Is there anything else we should watch out for?
Yes. With all this emphasis on new beginnings and fresh starts, stellar hustle warns against being impulsive.
Okay.
The excitement of those new opportunities might make us rush into decisions
Right.
without really thinking them through.
So it's like look before you leap.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes to our careers.
Exactly. And they advise everyone,
Mm.
but particularly Aries,
Right.
who are known for being impulsive,
Right.
to just take a breath, weigh the pros and
All
cons,
right.
and maybe even get advice from trusted mentors or friends.
That's really solid advice.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new opportunity,
Right.
but it's important to really think about it.
Totally.
So to recap,
Okay.
the potential challenges we need to be aware of are revisiting the past without really thinking about it.
Mhm.
The risk of burnout
Yeah.
and making impulsive career decisions.
You got it.
Yeah.
And it's really important to remember that astrology isn't about predicting a fixed destiny.
Right.
It's more like a roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
It shows us the potential terrain ahead.
Right.
We still have free will to choose our path
Mm-hmm.
and navigate those challenges in a way that works for us.
I love that analogy. It's really empowering to know that we have agency,
Yeah.
even when we're considering these cosmic influences.
Exactly.
So how does Stellar Hustle recommend that we make the most of these insights while still being grounded and practical?
So they offer a few pieces of advice.
Okay.
First, they emphasize self-awareness. Understanding your strengths, weaknesses, tendencies
Right.
can help you take advantage of those opportunities and avoid those pitfalls that are specific to your sign.
So Capricorns should lean into their ambition and organizational skills.
Yeah.
While Pisces should be ready to show off their creativity and intuition.
Exactly. And they also recommend using this time for reflection and planning.
Okay.
March is a great month to reassess your goals, update your resume network with people, and even start learning some new skills.
So it's not just about reacting to the astrological energies,
Right.
but being proactive.
Yes. Be proactive about shaping your career.
Right. They also encourage listeners to pay attention to their intuition.
Yeah. They suggest journaling meditation or just taking some quiet time to really tune in to that inner voice. Because often our gut feelings can guide us toward those best decisions.
Yeah, that's such an important reminder.
It is.
Sometimes we get so caught up in all the advice.
Right, all the external noise that we forget to listen to ourselves.
And sometimes that inner voice really does know best.
It does.
So let's bring this back to you, our listener.
Okay.
Knowing all these potential challenges and opportunities that March might bring, what steps can you take to navigate them with confidence?
Right.
And create a career path that you really want?
That's the question.
Yeah.
And remember, even if you're not one of those 5 signs that we talked about, there are still valuable things you can take away from this.
Right.
You know, we're all connecting to the cosmos. And those energies affect us all.
It's true. While they chose to focus on those 5 signs, the overall themes of new beginnings, revisiting the past, embracing change and aligning your career with yourself are universal.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they actually give brief insights for those other signs too.
Okay.
You know, encouraging them to seize opportunities, focus on communication, or go after their passions, depending on their astrological makeup.
Okay, so before we move on to part 3,
Yeah.
where we're going to really dig deep into those insights for those 5 signs,
Okay.
let's take a moment to reflect.
Yeah, think about what really resonated with you. What themes or challenges stand out?
Right.
What steps can you take starting today to align your career with the energy of March 2025?
Okay, so welcome back to our final part, where we're going to explore those specific insights that Stellar Hustle gives for Aries, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, and Aquarius.
Yeah, we've already talked about some of their key themes.
Yeah.
You know, like Aries taking initiative, Virgo's collaborative strengths, Capricorn strategically building connections,
Right.
Scorpio diving deep into their passions, and Aquarius with that innovative energy.
Right. So we have a good understanding of their individual strengths and
Yeah.
how those might work with the overall energy of March.
Okay.
So let's start with Aries, the trailblazers of the zodiac.
Yeah.
Stellar Hustle gave them a very specific time frame, March 20th from 10:00 a.m. to 12:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
What makes this window so important for them?
Well, remember that the sun enters Aries on March 20th. And that just really amps up their already bold and ambitious nature.
Right.
Like all eyes are on them, you know,
Yeah.
encouraging them to step into that leadership role.
So maybe this time frame is when that energy is the strongest.
Yeah, exactly.
Making it the best time to take a big step.
Yeah, it's not that other times won't be good,
Right.
but this specific window is astrologically really potent for Aries.
Okay.
Stellar Hustle suggests using this time to pitch an idea, maybe ask for a raise, or send out an important application.
I like how they blend those practical steps. Yeah.
With the astrological insights.
Yeah. It's not just about waiting for the stars to align.
Right.
It's about taking action
Yeah.
when they are.
I like that.
Yeah. So let's move on to Virgo.
Okay.
Their time frame is March 17th from 9:00 a.m. to 11:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
We've talked about their strength in collaboration,
Right.
but what specific advice does Stellar Hustle have for them?
Yeah. How can they best use this time?
Well, they suggest that this is a really good time for Virgos to reach out to potential collaborators or reconnect with colleagues from the past.
Right, because Venus retrograde is happening.
Exactly.
Okay.
So those past connections could be really valuable right now.
So sending that email, scheduling that coffee,
Yes.
or even just saying hi could lead to some cool opportunities.
Exactly. It's all about being open to seeing where those connections lead.
Okay, so Capricorn's time is March 18th.
Yes.
From 8:00 to 10:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And we talked about how they might benefit from building alliances.
Right.
So maybe this time is when those connections can lead to something bigger.
Yeah, you're right on track with that.
Okay.
Stellar Hustle says this is a great time for Capricorns to make a big career move.
Okay.
Maybe by using those relationships.
Right. So maybe this is when they ask a mentor for guidance, propose a collaboration to a colleague, or even go for that promotion.
Exactly. It's about taking those relationships to the next level.
Right. Okay, Scorpio's time is a lot different.
Yes, it is.
March 25th, from 10:00 p.m. to 12:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Wow. A late night.
Yeah, very late.
Yeah.
Which seems fitting for Scorpio.
Yeah.
You know, the sign of intensity and going deep.
Mysteries.
Yeah. So maybe this is when their intuition is the strongest?
That's a good thought.
Mm-hmm.
Stellar Hustle doesn't say exactly why this time is important,
Okay.
but they do say it's perfect for Scorpios to tap into those passions and show off their talents.
So brainstorming ideas for a creative project?
Yeah.
Or researching something they've been curious about? Or even just thinking about their career goals in a deeper way?
It's all about connecting with themselves and letting their passions guide them.
Right. Okay, and finally we have Aquarius with March 23rd
Yes.
from 3:00 p.m. to 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
What should they be focusing on during this window?
Well, we talked about Aquarius being the innovators.
Right, the visionaries.
Yeah, so Stellar Hustle encourages them to use this time to connect with people who think like them,
Okay.
pitch their ideas, or take a chance that could really move their career forward.
So maybe sending an email to an investor,
Yeah.
or going to an industry event, or even just sharing their ideas online could lead to something great.
It's all about putting themselves out there and trusting that their unique perspective will be appreciated.
This has been a fascinating look at the career possibilities for March 2025. It has. And while Stellar Hustle focused on these 5 signs, I think there's something here for everyone.
I agree. Whether you're taking charge like an Aries, collaborating like a Virgo, networking like a Capricorn, diving deep like a Scorpio, or innovating like an Aquarius,
Right?
the important thing is to align your career with who you are
Yeah.
and take steps towards those goals.
And remember, astrology is a guide, not a rule book.
Exactly. You have the power to choose your path and handle those challenges.
It's about combining these cosmic insights
Yeah.
with real-world actions and trusting your gut along the way.
I like that. So as we wrap up our deep dive into March 2025, think about what really stood out to you.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to make your career fit your passions, your strengths, and the energy of the stars?
You'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes.
Until next time, keep reaching for the stars.